Good evening and welcome back to Conversations with Ed. We're doing a real special thing tonight. I have an excellent guest on. If you watched the show the other night, I wanted to tell you that the kids really appreciated being on. They had a great time, and we appreciate all the phone calls that we got. Hoping we're going to get some tonight because this young man here is going to have a whole lot to say. You know I have to talk about my vets. I'm going to keep telling you every time I'm on the air. Veterans, do not sit around waiting for something to happen. There are a lot of things going on, a lot of things that we're entitled to that we don't even know about. Take a minute, go over to McGuire, over to the hospital back there, and go into see some of the service units in the back and see if you have something coming, something that you're entitled to. You put in the time, you should be getting something for it. And President Obama is making it very, very comfortable for us to do this now. Okay, with that being said, a lot of things going on. You probably have heard the name Thomas Haynesworth quite a bit in the last couple of months. Just to bring you up to date, those of you who don't know, this is the gentleman that spent 29 years in prison for 5 horrible crimes that he didn't commit. It's amazing. When I met him a couple of weeks ago at one of the sessions where he was giving a talk, it was amazing listening to this young man who has absolutely no bitterness. Am I saying that right, Tom? You're saying it right. Okay. So what I want to do tonight, I kind of want to introduce the public who hasn't had a chance to hear his story. I want to introduce him to you. I want you to listen and pay attention because it could happen to you. What he's talking about could happen to you. So without further ado, Tom, I want to welcome you to the show. Thank you. I want to thank you for taking the time out of what I know is now your busy schedule to come out and give some input. I work a lot with young people, and I think it's important that they hear your story and what you've been going through. So I'm going to let you talk. Okay, if I want to jump in, or if any of you happen to hear something you want to call in and ask a question, please do. That's what we're here for tonight, all right? Should be entertaining as well as educational. How about that? That sounds good. Tell us what happened.
Well, it was February the 5th, 1984. My mother sent me to the store to get some bread and potatoes, and as I was walking the store, a police stopped me, and he asked me where I was going. I said I was going to the store. He said, well, a lady house been broken into this morning and she could identify the person. Well, I said, well, it won't me. Mm-hmm. I'm just coming from home, you know. And about 2 minutes later, about that time, about 2 police cars pulled up, and this woman got out the car, and she looked at me. And when she looked at me, she wasn't too sure. Then that time, the police said something to her. Then she looked at me again the second time, like she wasn't too sure. And by that time, I think about 25 police cars came in there by that time.
In response to the robbery?
Yeah, respond to the call, yes.
Yeah, was anybody hurt during the robbery?
No, you know, I think with that morning, when they stopped me, they told me somebody's house got broken into, but that wasn't the case though.
Oh.
That wasn't the case, you know. Okay. They were looking for the person who put a DD attack on this woman. But she said that she seen the person that morning, and she said that I was the person.
Said that was you.
Right. So when she seen that she had a police, her neighbor was a police officer. She went to his house and said, I seen a guy who attacked me. And they got in the car and they came where I was at, and she looked at me 3 times. The third time she said, okay, he the man. And so right there they arrested me that morning, charged me with robbery and abduction. And I said, I thought you said—
Robbery and abduction?
Right. But I said, I thought you said that somebody's house was breaking into. She said, then they said, no, it's not that, it's something else.
Something's not right already.
No, because at the time, I think when I was there, when he stopped me, about 3 or 4 more police came. And I was talking to one black police officer, and I said, I didn't do this. He said, don't worry about it, you didn't do nothing. And then I said, okay. Then at the time when she came on the scene, the police were talking to him. Then I said, see, something ain't right. And he said, right, something ain't right, just like this. And then by that time, like I said, about 20, 25 more police cars came in there, you know. Like I was like a mass murder or something, you know.
Wow, how old were you then?
I was 18.
18 years old.
Right.
So you were scared to death probably, had never been anything like this before.
No, I ain't never been in trouble with the law, you know. Just average teenager, you know, like playing basketball and listening to music.
So then what happened?
And then that happened the way they took me down, they arrested me. They took me down to the lockup.
I know this is gonna be all evening, but we're ready for it. Hello, what happened? Okay, all right.
And then they took me down to lockup. Then I got down there, they brought me some more charges. They brought me rape, breaking the injury, and robbing. And I said, no, y'all got the wrong person. I said, this not me. And then they let me make a phone call. I called to my mother. She said, where you at? I said, I'm in the police station. She said, for what? And I told her. She said, you ain't do that. I said, I know I ain't do that. And she thought it happened that morning, but this happened in January.
Okay.
So
and this was March.
This was February.
This was February.
Right.
Going on. Okay.
All this happened like a month before. And so I said, this happened in January. She said, it couldn't be you. I said, I know that. And then by that time, they brought me 5 more charges. And they brought me robbery, abduction, sodomy, breaking the interest, and 2 use of fire and commission of a felony. And by that time,
was this all for one event?
No, each child like for a different person.
So you were supposed to be on a spree then? You were on a crime spree?
Yeah, it's like the person on a crime spree. You know?
Should I back up my chair?
No, you good at that.
Like you said, it wasn't you. Okay, I hear you. Okay.
I mean, because
and I'm not making a joke about it, but you know what? If you can't laugh,
right,
then it really will kill you.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm sitting here getting mad listening to this.
Yeah, I think the thing about the whole thing that when they took my picture that morning, and the person said the person had who were doing these charging, doing all these robbing and raping, they had a beige coat. In the morning I got locked up, I had a tan coat on.
Beige and tan.
Yeah. And so all the pictures they showed, I'm the only one that got a similar coat on like that.
Ah, okay,
you know?
yeah.
So when I asked for, they could put me through a lineup, they said no. And I asked for, can I take a lie detector test? They told me no. So I never went through a lineup.
What year was this in?
1984.
So we were past civil rights and all that. We should have been doing a little bit better.
You should.
But no. Wow. And then you had to go on through the court thing and whatnot.
Yeah, I went to the court thing, you know, first proceeds the court, you know, the first charge was was rape and breaking the injury and robbery. And they dismissed the robbery charge against me, so they left me with rape and breaking the injury. The person had to break up in the church to rape the woman. So they did. The jury came back with 2 verdicts.
Raped in church?
Yeah, she was raped in church. She worked in the daycare.
Yeah.
And the person broke up in the daycare and raped the woman. Okay. And so the jury left the jury with 2 charges, rape and breaking the injury. But the jury came back with 2 different verdicts. They found me guilty on the rape, but not guilty on breaking the injury. I said the same thing.
So what did your attorney say about that?
Well, my attorney, you know, at the time, you know, he was, you know, I didn't think he put up a good fight for me, you know.
Obviously.
No, because the attorney, the prosecution, all them was kind of close friends, you know. And my mother, you know, she kept saying that because the detective is your friend, you just hand my son over like that. You didn't represent me again, you know.
Were these women white?
All of them was white. Right.
Okay, audience, don't have to say too much more.
Right.
Yeah, okay. So then now you're in court, you got sentenced. What was your actual sentence?
Well, the first charge I got sentenced on case for 10 years.
That was for the one charge?
That's one case.
One case.
All right, then the second case, I got acquitted on a robbery and assault.
They acquitted you on that?
Acquitted, right. Third case, I got found guilty on a robbery, abduction, and attempted to defile. They gave me 28 years on that.
28?
Yes. And in the record case, they gave me with 36 years for rape, sodomy, abduction, robbery, 2 counts of use of fire.
Consecutive or concurrent?
All of it concurrent.
All concurrent.
Right.
That, just in case you don't know, audience, that means that he was serving all of those sentences at the same time.
Right.
Which I guess was they considered they were doing you a solid on that one, huh?
Yeah, right.
Now, I can't even visualize your emotional state at that time, particularly being 18 years old and with those charges. I know a little bit about how prison works. Right. Okay, so you had the worst charges basically that you could have going inside.
Right.
And you're a little guy.
Right.
How'd you make out?
I think it's this, like you said about the charging. You got charged like that, rape and child molestation first. You know about prison.
Oh, yeah.
The two worst charges you have in there. But I think it just puts my personality the way I carry myself.
Yeah, which I feel you do.
Right.
You carry yourself like a man. Yeah.
I never had no problem in prison. From the.
Just, I know the audience probably has no concept
Right.
of this at all, but give us an idea. I talk in the jails quite a bit, right? And I always tell the guys, I said, look, don't do the time for the state. Do the time for yourself.
Right.
Did you use your time?
I always use my time, like I said, I tell my friends, I do the time, ain't let the time do me.
There you go.
This is the thing, it's different when you doing the time, you in control. When the time doing you, the time you ain't in control, you get to do anything.
Yeah.
And my thing was to go in there and educate myself.
Yes, that's what I wanted to hear.
That's the thing I say, when I first got there, it was a dude named Franklin. And I met him the first day I got there. And when you go in prison, they all know you coming.
Yeah.
And they know about the charges.
Charges,
they know everything.
Like the Secret Service, they got it all done up. And you're absolutely right.
This guy named Franklin did about 13 years. And I was on the ballpark, and they see that I could play basketball real good. And I was good in sports. And he put me to the side. He said, I want you to do me a favor. I said, what's that? He said, go to the law library, study on your case, and get in school. And I said, okay. And a week passed. He checked up on me. He said, you're not in school. You're not going to the law library. What's up? And I said, why are you taking interest in me for? And I said, what's your purpose behind it? And I just walked away. He came, he said, look, I seen something in you, something about you. You just staying different from the rest of the young guys. He said, I'm just trying to be a friend, and I want you to be better than you came in. And I said, okay. And I signed up for school first. And I went in there, got my GED. Then I got trades, I got 6 trades. So I got that, then I said, okay, what I'm gonna do? I'm going to college. You know what I'm saying? Took 2 years communication, 2 years business management, And, just kind of just said, I know one day I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna need something to fall back on. So I never see myself being out, forever, And I have faith that I'm gonna come out one day.
How did you maintain this very civil attitude that you have? Because you're a gentleman. I mean, this is, again, the second time that we're talking.
Right.
And I'm more impressed again than then, because it seems like, having dealt with a circumstance like that you'd be bristling.
No, I mean, that what I did is I just got involved in things that were positive, Surround myself with positive people. And I think what got me through is my relationship with God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You study the Bible, you just put everything in God's hand, I always was a curious type of person, when I was a kid. I always wanted what God would like, And I hear people always praising God and talking about how good He is. So I said, I'm gonna try Him, And I think His grace and His mercy is upon me, I mean, He just kept me safe through my whole journey walking prison,
That's very powerful.
Yeah.
What you just said, that's a heck of a testimony, especially dealing with what you're talking about.
Right.
I'm impressed.
I think when you have a relationship with God and you understand who He is and how He works, you know what I'm saying? There's no problem, you know what I'm saying? When you got God for you, you know what I'm saying? Nothing can go wrong.
That's
beautiful.
That's beautiful. All right, now you know what time it is. It's time for advice.
Right.
We have a lot of youngsters out here, and we try to work with them. I do myself. I'm director for Victims' Rights Foundation. Went on a path of trying to be more proactive as opposed to reactive. Instead of waiting for the guys to do something, I said I wanted to go into the jail and talk to the guys who've already done something, but who also have the credibility on the street to talk to these kids.
Right.
Hello, caller. I appreciate you calling.
Oh, Ed, God bless you. I'm so happy to see my brother.
All right.
I'm so happy to see him looking healthy and wise. And wise, my brother.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
You know about the demons.
Right.
Now, darling, I just wish that we had the strong brothers alive that would represent you, because this is wrong.
Right.
This is wrong, what has been stolen from you.
Well,
I bless you, my brother, but you need help. Talk to God. You need extra help, my brother, because this is chump change. You're not a chump. You're a king. And they know you're a king.
She's telling the truth. She's telling the
You
truth.
understand what I'm saying to you? I wish that Johnny Cochran was here today because he would do it free. Coming out start with $5 million.
That's right.
I love you, my brother.
Right.
Reach higher. Reach higher. You are beautiful.
Very powerful.
And I truly love you. I've been following and watching the demons. Stay strong. Oh, I truly love you, darling.
That's so nice.
God bless you.
Thank you, caller.
Bless you, my child.
Powerful message all the time. Appreciate
Yes,
you
sir.
calling. Okay.
And I mean that from my soul.
All right. Amen. Thank you.
Bless you, Ed.
Take care now. Bye-bye. Thanks, Leroy. That was good. She's very on time.
Yeah.
And she calls up and gives a real powerful message when she thinks it's required. I love listening to her. Yeah. And you're going to get a lot of that. I mean, people are feeding off of your strength.
Right.
Because once once they start hearing the story, and like the guy said, he saw something in you.
Right.
Everybody would. Anybody that started, I see something in you, and that's why I walked up to you at the thing, said, I want you on my show.
Yeah.
But what are your plans? That's what I'd like to hear about now. And I know she was referring to the $800,000, and as you said the other day, that's,
No.
Tell the audience, don't let me put it in there for you, okay?
No, I would say, it's not all about the money, I mean, like I said, money cannot buy, buy
They
time.
can never pay you back for that time.
You can't reverse time. It's just, you just want to go on with your life and just live what I can do and the rest of my life what I can do with, Just wanted to travel, and see the world and experience things. And what I can do is try to give back to the community,
You give back. Somebody needs to be giving back to
Well,
listen to the kind of man you are.
Yeah, but I'm saying, that's, I know where I came from, and in a place environment like that, that's out of gas like that, Who case is not gonna never get back as mine, and probably never had the team and people I had behind me,
right.
And there's cases where these guys are innocent, but you can't do nothing.
Oh, I'm telling you.
And you know that, and that's the thing, kind of heartbreaking, that they up, and you can't do nothing about it.
And you can't do anything for them. Now, I've been working in the industry. Listen to me, that's what it is. Actually, it's a business, but I've been working for about 40 years as an advocate, trying to help young guys get their lives turned around. And hello, caller.
Hi. I just want to tell the gentleman sitting beside you, congratulations.
Thank you.
And he knows my son. My son's incarcerated now. He's caught up in the 3-strike law, in which is another story. I've been fighting for years. But I'm really proud, and I encourage you to move on.
Well, that's very nice. Now, is there something that you would like to ask him, since your son seems to be in a rather precarious situation himself? I mean, we're here.
Well, when he got incarcerated, he had a eligibility date to come home, and then the Department of Corrections took it away from him, because they said that it was a mistake. Because he, after looking at his paperwork again, after he was incarcerated for 4 years, they took it away from him. Now, he's not eligible for parole, but he doesn't get out till year 2016.
You said he's not eligible for parole?
He's not eligible for parole. And, I had a good attorney and everything. It's just politics and money.
Well, I'll tell you what, we can't really discuss, the personal business like this on the phone. Why don't you take my phone number?
Okay, and I don't mind giving my son's name. He's still incarcerated. I want to ask the gentleman, does he know Jerry Lee?
Where he at?
He's in Lunenburg.
Lunenburg. I can't say that I do know him, but I heard his name, though. I heard his name. So there's a lot of guys that I come across, got nicknames and names that I know, So I know a lot of people. I might know.
Yeah, it's not right the way they do black people.
Yeah, well, we know that, and if we're paying attention, you see that they're trying to get in a position to do it again. So that's why it's so important for all of us to get involved with this election that's coming up. This is going to be one of the most crucial elections that we've ever had in the United States.
Yeah, and I'm just so sick and tired of this. I've written Department of Corrections, Governor McDonald's, a bunch of crap. I'm sick of it.
Well, give me my number. Let me give you my number. It's 687-2064. Okay? And
I hope there's some people out there listening because they know that I've been fighting for my son for years.
All right. Well, we can talk about it, and if I hear anything in what you tell me that would indicate that we can help, then we'll try to do what we can do to help you. Okay? Fair enough?
Yes.
Thank you so much. And what is your name, sir?
My name is Ed Coleman, and this is Mr. Thomas Haynesworth.
Right.
Yeah, I'm proud of him.
Mm-hmm. We all are. We all
glad
are.
he didn't give up.
There it is. Not only didn't give up, he came out stronger.
That's right.
Yeah. So thank you, ma'am, and I look forward to hearing from you. All right.
God bless you.
God
Bye.
bless you too. Yeah, that's you hear these stories over and over and over again, and you. Good evening, caller. Turn your TV down for me, please.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
How you doing, Mr. Ed?
I'm doing fine. How about you?
How you doing, Thomas?
Hey, I'm doing all right.
Got to turn it down. That's
All right.
okay. Yeah, and back away from your TV a little bit. There you go.
Okay. I'm so proud of you, man, for going through your trials and tribulations, and because I was a young man going through some false accusations too, but I could never prove myself, and still I'm at a burden that I'm still going through the same thing, and you're a king, man, Mr. Thomas.
Thank you.
You're a king because you went through the fire and the murder. You know what I'm saying? You and still standing, man. They tried to destroy you, but you wasn't destroyed. And they're offering you something that's not even over.
Right.
It's nothing compared to what they've done to you. And you going through what a lot of our brothers and sisters done went through in life. But they never could prove themselves. You are one that's up at the top. Just like Mr. King, Martin Luther King. He was at the mountaintop. You at the mountaintop now. You could tell everybody what you went through in the state of Virginia, because Virginia is still racist. There's big races in Virginia. I should know courthouses, man. We done went through a whole lot. And I just commend you for being a strong man. And Mr. Ed, I like this radio station, man, because I just started calling. I looked at you and I looked at this on TV and just called about 10 minutes ago.
Well, that's good. I hope you keep watching. I have another 4 weeks coming up, okay? So we're going to go on, let the line open, get some more calls in, but I appreciate you calling, brother, and you stay strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, you too.
Okay.
Y'all
Take care.
Love y'all.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah, so you're going to get a lot of that because by it happening to you,
Right.
people say, oh, maybe it can happen for me.
I think that's the key that more people don't realize. You just in the twinkle of an eye, your life can change.
Oh,
you know?
without a doubt.
It's just like that morning I was going to the store, happy, go lucky, no cares in the world. Next thing, my life turned upside down. You know, it can happen. You know, but you know, you just got anything you go through, you got to be strong. If you know you're innocent, there's something you didn't do. Don't never give in. Don't never give up.
Because I know they probably offered you a deal.
Man, I mean, they owed me a plea bargain. First, they came to plea bargain, owed me life. Said, we give you life in prison. Be added for parole in 12 years. I said, I'm not taking no life sentence somebody do. Then they came out with me 49 years. I said, I'm not going to take no 49 years. Then they came back and said, look, you plead guilty to everything. We give you 5 years.
5 years?
Yeah, then I said, I know y'all ain't got no evidence against me. You give me 5 years because each charge that I'm facing, abduction carry 20 to life off top. You know, so I know they had the evidence. They know they made a mistake but they just want to recognize, come out and say they did it though.
And you know, I still can't get over the fact that you're not angry. You remind me of the South Africans. We go to South Africa a lot. And you know, when the first time that I went, my wife had been there prior to me going, but when we went together,
right.
I'll hold that thought, okay? Hello, caller?
Hello?
Hello, how you doing? Turn your TV down, please.
All right, I'm on one. Hey, G the Bug.
What's up?
This Larry, man, Larry Brown.
How you doing, Larry?
What you doing, man? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. How you been doing?
Your show, man. I got tears coming out my eyes, man.
How you doing, man?
I love you, man.
I know you doing, man. Long time no hear from. How you been doing, man?
I talked to Nighty the other day, you know what I'm saying? He
Right.
told me, you know what I'm saying? Let me get out of here just around the TV. I got the TV up. I talked to Nighty the other day. He told me talk to you, man.
Yeah. I stopped by his house.
Man.
Yeah. I stopped by his house to see you,
man.
man.
You're doing a good day, man. Keep it positive, man.
I got you.
That's good looking out, caller. We appreciate that. All right, and I thank you for watching. Keep us tuned in.
I watch it. G the Bug, I love you, man.
I love you too, Larry.
That's
All right.
nice. That's real nice, caller. Thank you.
All right, man.
Yeah, you probably hear from people you haven't heard from in ages.
Yeah, we grew up together.
That's nice.
His brother, we lived old South Side on 10th Street, so we grew up together. Larry Brown, remember years, yeah.
Now, are you planning on staying in Richmond?
My family here, my mother here, she's my main focus.
Well, man, you're blessed.
Yeah,
Mine is gone, but I tell you, I think about it every minute, and I can hear her voice telling me different things, so I understand exactly what you're saying. But now you and your mom can start enjoying some things.
Yeah, life is full of, blessings,
You still have your businesses too, right?
Yeah, that's one thing I do, auto mechanic, that's one thing that I do want to get started, my own business, and I'm planning on doing that, in the near future,
Well, what I would suggest, Mr. Haynesworth, is that you take a couple of years and don't do a damn thing. Okay, just keep doing what you're doing as far as talking to folks and whatnot. But relax and enjoy, man. You have earned it.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
Yeah,
you should be getting on one of the cruise ships, put your feet up,
just relax
and just relax a while. Because I know that 29 years was no joke. I know that.
It was it was a roller coaster, And I mean, being false accused, something you do.
That's what I'm saying. But just that fact, knowing that you didn't do it and have to be there, and fortunately your personality is such that you didn't have to go through all of the trauma that you normally would. And some of you folks out there know what I'm talking about. Right. But he's very fortunate. And again, it's a compliment to your character because it was seen. You see, otherwise, we wouldn't even be sitting here talking.
No.
Okay?
No, you're right.
Now, as far as you're going around, you were telling me, hold on a minute, hold that thought too. Okay. Hello, caller.
How you doing?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm blessed, truly blessed.
So what you want to tell us about? You want to say something to Mr. Haynesworth?
Mr. Haynesworth,
how you doing?
I have to commend you for your patience and diligence for putting up with all the adversities that were put in front of you for unjust crime that were put upon you. Right. And thank God for DNA.
That's right.
It's amazing. It's amazing. That's right.
It's amazing. I also call to put it out because you are one of many stories that blankets the United States, and for ungodly reason, it seems to run hard and long on us Black Americans, especially Black American men. Okay? But there are some cases that have been swept under the rug, similar to yours. Like there's a case in general about a young girl at 14 of age. She, under heavy sedation and lack of parental guidance, committed a heinous crime against her cousin. She stabbed him 17 times. She was under medication and wasn't supervised. They took that young lady and they ran her straight through the judicial system and gave her 21 years. They did had very little legal help because that case was almost a mirror to a young, the same thing that happened to a young Caucasian. Mm-hmm. Okay, he was under medication, and he did the same thing. He killed his parents. I think he killed his dad. Okay, but they gave him a real pat on the back. Mm-hmm. They didn't lock him up. They sent him away to have him evaluated, to have him checked over and looked at, because they looked at it as it really wasn't his fault. It was the medication that provoked him and pushed him to the break that made him do that. And that same thing happened to a young girl.
Well, caller, I'm going to have to cut you off because we do want to kind of keep the line open. But we sure appreciate you calling and making those positive comments. And please keep watching me, okay? I have another 4 or 5 weeks on the air.
Well, look, the gentleman there, I like to get his lawyer's name because I believe those same folks that helped get him out can help get this young girl out and bring her back into society.
Well, I don't know if we can do that on air.
You
right now.
don't know that, huh?
Not on air. We can't do that on air. But we'll get the word out, okay? And you keep,
praise be to you.
That's nice.
You people.
All right. Thank you, my friend.
You
appreciate
take care, my brother.
I appreciate it. Okay. Bye-bye.
It's
nice. A lot of support. Yeah. You don't want to broadcast too many things.
Yeah, I think when you're saying, he's saying something that kind of, it's positive and true. It's a lot of things, a lot of cases could be swept on the rug.
Quite a few,
and, if you don't got DNA, so like I said, me and Sheriff Woody, we talked about this. I met him a couple months ago.
Good guy, yeah.
And we were there talking, and he said, thank God for DNA, because he said, my jail, I know there's innocent people in there, but there's nothing I can do about it.
Not a thing.
You know what I'm saying? So people, sometimes they stereotype about prison, but like I said, every prison not guilty, but the percentage of, it's not a high percentage of them all innocent, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's turned into a racket, and I mean, as recently as last year when they arrested that judge in Pennsylvania for sentencing kids to jail so that the jail would have more kids in there so they could make more money. It's a business.
I mean, it's a business. It's a business. I mean, they keep you there just like we were talking about one of the callers called and said his son ain't got parole.
Yeah.
And you got guys in there who got parole, but they keep turning them down. Because long as they keep turning them down, they got money.
Money coming.
And money come in. So they ain't give these guys opportunity to have a second chance in life, and they're doing everything, got GED, college, they're doing everything, stay out in trouble, but yet the parole boys still turn them down because it's a money thing.
It's a definite money thing, and what happened, and a lot of people don't realize it, when they started taking the agriculture away from the United States, they left all that farmland, all these people needed jobs.
Right.
So they went to all these little country places and built prisons and put all these farmers to work.
Hello,
caller.
Hi, Mr. Ed. I just talked to you a few minutes ago, and I am going to call you about my son.
Okay.
But I want you to stay encouraged. Because, there's people out there that don't want this type of show on.
Oh, yeah, I hear you.
And just stay encouraged.
I appreciate that. That's very nice statement.
We need shows like this.
All
because
right.
something's got to be done.
Well, I appreciate
and
that.
I will call you Monday.
That'll work. That'll be perfect. Okay.
Okay, and my name is Miss Lee.
Miss Lee, I look forward to your call. All right, and you can also write into Comcast and tell them what you just said. Okay, they have a board where you can put up messages if you see a show that you like, or if you see a show that you don't like. You can also say that.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Well, I will do that.
I appreciate it, and give me a call Monday anytime after 11 o'clock.
Okay.
All right, thank you. All right, bye-bye.
God bless.
Right.
Bye.
A show like that, people this is a good show, because you not only spread the words, you talk about something positive, affect the whole community.
Hello, caller.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm calling concerning the topic that you have.
Okay, can you turn your TV down, please, so we can...
Yes, there we go.
Uh-huh.
Is that better?
Now, well, that's up to you. Can you hear me better?
Yes.
Okay, tell me what's up. Uh-huh.
Okay, the only thing I have to say about that is I think the whole system is shot. I'm serious. I've never been incarcerated in my life. But anytime you have a city government willing to spend that much money to to incarcerate a bunch of people instead of doing something else to help them, and instead of really trying out who did the crime.
Yeah.
And that's sad. And we have a mayor, I don't know what he's interested in, but he's interested in building a hotel to warehouse human beings.
That's basically what it is, yeah.
And listen at this. 85 to 90% of the people who are incarcerated are African Americans.
Oh, yeah.
It's not that we are a pure people or that white people are pure. It's the system is corrupt.
You're right.
And I graduated from Armstrong High School.
Okay.
I passed by my high school, and the high school is closed, and they moved everybody to Kennedy. You know why? Because the rain was coming through the roof. They're going to spend $130 million to build something to incarcerate people, and the children have to go suffering with leaks in the roof. Now you tell me how much sense that makes. That's just like riding in a submarine with screen doors.
What?
Come election day, come election day, all that mess we have down City Hall, and I've been tied up in politics. I'm 67 years old.
Okay.
And I've been in the city of Richmond all my life, and I participated in all the campaigns for different offices. We're going to make some changes.
All right.
We have to make some changes as a people.
All right.
We're the ones getting the shaft.
You got that right. We appreciate that call, and I love your passion there, my friend. Keep it up, and let's hear more from you as we go on, all right? Good call.
Yeah, he did call.
I forgot what we were talking about.
Well, I think, like you said, the show is a good show because he put out there. And like you said, the system is, what kind of got me so more drawn that I want to do things to help our young brothers and sisters in the community is that I seen what prison life do to young men as they come in there. And they understand it's all about your decision.
It is all about decision.
It just takes 5 minutes for you to wreck your life up.
To make the wrong decision.
Make
Absolutely
be
right.
paying for the rest of your life.
Hello, caller.
Hi, I'm really enjoying your statements, even though we keep getting interrupted, and I guess I'm doing the same thing with the question. But while you were there spending all those years in prison, did you ever feel, especially when you knew you were getting ready to come out, that you had a special message to deliver to the world?
I think,
question.
As when you about to come out, when you go through your trials and tribulation, yes, that's always a positive message you can give to the world and the community. Just trying to, instruct them how to be, to walk, how to live, and all things. Character play a strong part of every person.
Yeah.
How you carry yourself and perceive yourself. But you don't let nobody try to tell you that you're something that you ain't.
And don't try to act like it.
That's right. That's nothing. Just be yourself. Don't try to be a father. Be a leader.
The guys that I've worked with over the years, I hear them talking amongst themselves, and I'm not supposed to hear it.
Right.
And it's very flattering what they say, because they say you can trust him.
Right.
And the reason they say that is because I don't come to them any way. I don't come to anybody any other way than the way I am.
Right.
So I don't have to try to adjust to this or adjust to that. I'm just there. And it's a good feeling to know that the guys and the people that I deal with have that respect for me, because I respect them.
Right.
You see, and it works both ways.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's gonna be part of your path, whether you know it or not, because you're gonna be pulled in.
Right.
And it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying that. I think it's a great thing, because you do have something to say.
Yeah, I mean, I keep in contact with guys in prison. I went back, seen some guys in prison. I just came back this weekend and seen the guy in prison.
They let you go. Yeah, outstanding.
I went to Greenville, seen a guy in Greenville. I got a letter last night from a dude in Greenville. One of my old friends. He said, "Man, brother told me you came up and see him, but he said I knew that you was a true brother."
Isn't that cool?
You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't. Most guys get out, they forget about the fallen soldiers. He said, "Not you." No, I know I came from what I went through, so I know what them guys go through. So I try to uplift them, what I've been through. And
you're going to be surprised how much you are going to be able to help. Hello, caller.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi. I just want to say it's just good to see the brother home and he's moving forward with his life. And I was listening to your conversation, and you were saying that you went in '84, and I was just thinking about it, that
You missed the whole, and I'm glad you missed it, the whole influx of drugs that came into the community during the late 80s and 90s,
Right.
Crack cocaine, and how it devastated the black communities, and how a lot of brothers and sisters are still struggling
Right.
with drug addiction. And I'm wondering, when you were in, did you see the change in terms of the type of people that were coming in, maybe selling drugs or addicted to drugs? And when you, since you're back home, have you seen how drugs have devastated our communities, and we're still struggling from the influx of crack cocaine that has come into the black community since you went in '84. And another thing, just young brothers and sisters realize, especially brothers, realize that, you know, y'all the hunt and the prey. They are after you all.
Right.
That's
This
very
is a
well said.
business.
That is
It's a
very well
business.
said. Yeah. Mhm.
It is a business, the new Jim Crow. Anybody, please pick that book up.
Oh, yeah. Very
Michelle
powerful.
Alexander, please.
Very
it is
powerful.
real. It is a big business. So I'll hang up on that.
Very nice
Good night.
comments you made. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, went to see her when she came to speak, and she's right. I mean, she's right on target. It's a business. That's what we were just talking about.
I mean, yeah, you know, prison's a business. Like she got back earlier, I mean, to the drug epidemic. No, when I got locked up in '84, you're right, I miss all that, you know, and among a lot of things, but I didn't know what the drug force was, you know, how bad it got out there. You just go by reading. But when I seen guys coming there, I said, what a crackhead look like? And guys said, this is a crackhead, you know what I'm saying? But the sad thing is also, as I was in there for all that many years, and I come home, I come across some of my friends, they still doing the same thing.
It's amazing.
And I was saying, what happened to y'all, you know? And I've been saying, what happened to you?
Man, listen,
And
I came through the 60s, all right, with the heroin.
Right.
All right. I could never figure out, number one, how somebody could just stick needles in their arms to get high. I could never figure that out. And I mean, I was a musician, so I mean, it wasn't something like I was not around. I was around all of it, okay?
Right.
I never did that. I mean, I did things, but I never did that. But then to come back 20 years later and have the same thing happening,
Right.
and you saw what happened to your mothers, your fathers, your
Right.
brothers, your sisters, and whatnot, it just doesn't compute.
I just can't rationalize, you know, you still, after all these years, I've been going 20-something years, come back, you still doing the same thing. Your life had not moved forward. You're
at
still
all.
just stuck in the same path, you know.
Yeah, and that's something else that the general population doesn't comprehend. When you go away, like you went away, you come out to a whole different world. There were no cell phones like that. There was no digital this. There was none of that stuff. This is all new.
All this new, so you know, you gotta get, it seems like you're playing catch up.
Yeah.
You know, and everything, you know, but one thing about it, like, where my job at, you know, I got a promotion. And one lady said, it's all right that this a man who been locked up so many years. You come out here, you pass promotion. Some people who've been 20 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a quick learner.
Well, the focus is there. Too.
Yeah, the focus. Yes, I'm focused on my task, and I'm a very quick learner. You know, you show me something a couple of times, I'm gonna catch on to it.
Yeah.
And this one of my things is that I wanted to prove to people that I'm not who they say I was. My thing was to prove them they was wrong.
Yes.
That, you know, that's the whole object, my whole thing.
Yeah.
I went back in the law library to study. I said, I'm gonna prove to people that y'all made a mistake. Because y'all put me in this place. I would never know the spot y'all say I was at and supposed to be.
And would never have done.
No, I never done that. That wouldn't even enter my mind to do something like that.
That's
you
amazing.
know?
That's amazing. Now, let me ask you this. You said earlier that you would be traveling, doing some traveling with,
Right.
you're going to Kansas.
Kansas City, you know, it's a big event for all this. Exonerated, who got exonerated, you know what I'm saying?
Now, I mean, the fact that you have an organization of people who were charged and sentenced
Right.
and were innocent, that should tell you something.
Yeah.
How
Right.
many people in that organization?
Well, I don't know how many of them, but they trying to encourage me to come because I ain't too big on flying, you know. You know, them planes, you know, this is not one of my biggest forte, you know, but I see that. But
Listen,
every
man.
week they owe me. You got to come. You got to come. You got to come.
And you should.
Yeah, I'm going though.
You should. And the flying, you know, listen, you've been through the worst things that can happen to you.
Right.
All right. So you get up on that plane. You got God on your side.
No question. You know, I'm going.
You got God on your side. So you go ahead out there and help some other brothers out. And that's exact. I think that's going to be a lot of your life going forward. Now you said working. You mentioned the other night you're working for Cuccinelli?
Right, Attorney General. Right, you know, I'm off administrator. Right, yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Right.
I mean, that is amazing. It goes full circle.
Yeah, you know, he's a stand-up guy. I mean, he came forward, you know, and he the first one I got out. You know, I talked to him. The second day I got out, he called me, invited me and my lawyer to his office, and he kind of apologized. Said, "Look, the city of Richmond, they did you wrong."
Yeah.
He said, "Totally, they did you wrong. 20-some years, they was wrong." And I like Michael Hearn too, the Karamelentertainment.
Michael Hearn's is a cool brother, man. Yeah, he's a cool brother. That's right.
He came down and see me when I was before I got on Greenfield, and before I did the lie detector test. Mm-hmm. He sit there and we talk. You know, saying, you know, he said, you know, if you ain't do this, I'm on board. You know, and
he means it.
Yeah, and I passed the test. He said, okay. You know, he came on board. You know, and he put in, and he had a big part in there also. And Wade County also from the Record County. He's a Conway attorney down there at the time. He also did the same thing when I went to the state police headquarters. I did a lie detector test, and I passed with flying colors. He said, okay, I'm on board too, you know.
Well, Michael Hearns, and you know, he doesn't get enough attaboys.
Exactly right.
Because all the things that we just had been talking about, how the justice system works against the brothers and whatnot, he's out there fighting. Even though he's the DA, he's trying to make sure that the brothers get treated right. And I don't think he gets enough credit for it.
No, I think he didn't want board to King Cuccinelli. That he should get involved in this case. You need to get involved in the Haynesworth case. I think he's mainly innocent.
Listen, even with that, when they had the election and this governor came in, you know, beat the Democrat out and whatnot, It was like, oh man, what's gonna happen? I've said it on this show. This is my 5th year doing this show. And I've said it many, many times. This is the one governor that is really for the reentry process.
Right.
And he is doing a heck of a job, and I'm saying it on TV, and you know I'm an Obama guy, 100%, but he does need to be given credit for what he's doing, and especially with the rights restoration.
True. Yeah.
I mean, he's on top of it more so than any other governor, and they've made Virginia the pilot state. You know, the sheriff's office is the only sheriff's office to get the grant for the reentry program. And for the drug courts, things like that. So you're talking about Sheriff Woody. I mean, he's done quite a bit too.
I mean, Sheriff Woody, he did it quite. He contacted me. He even offered me a job.
I'm sure.
Yeah, you know,
I'm
You
sure.
know, worked down, you know, in the jail, he's deputy sheriff, you know, and I think for staying his hand out, you know, just to, you know, because he wanted detective, and he believed me.
You were
know,
saying that he did, and he believed you.
Like
back then,
84, yeah, he told me. And he told me when I met with a couple months ago. I remember you told me that, you know, you didn't do it. And I said, I told you. He said, that's back in 84. You remember you told me? I said, yeah, I remember I told you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I told you.
What is your plan now? Again, I know this coming at you from all directions, and there's probably a whole zzz. Are you getting a break? Do you get a chance to kind of relax and just be yourself?
I'm just like an energizer button, you know. Yeah. But no, you know, breaks will come, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, there's people who need help, you know.
Yeah.
Like I said, you come from prison for 20-something years, and you know that other people are still in prison, and you got other people, their mothers want their sons home, you know, and daughters home, you know. And that's something you got to look into, because cases like that, like I said, without DNA, it'd be hard to prove they're innocent.
Oh, yeah, it'd be impossible.
You know? And you think about all the guys who got railroad, you know, the ones who probably got electrocuted because they're innocent, you know. Yeah. And all they play on your mind, because, you know, I was once where they at. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And when I go back and visit them guys in prison, now I'm sitting on the outside looking in, you know, they still in there. When I go sit in the visiting room, I feel funny. Because I know I was used to dress like they dress. And I had to sit like they sit. But now, you know, I'm on outside, and I can just, you know, when I leave, I go through the door. When they leave, they got to go back to the cell.
Back inside again, yeah.
You know,
that is the hard part. And I'm, like I said, I've been going in and out for like 40 years helping guys out. And I mean, when I was in New York, we used to do shows at Rikers Island. You know, we'd take in drummers and dancers and all that kind of stuff. and do shows just to try to help out that kind of way, because, you know, a lot of these young guys that you see going in now, all they want is somebody to listen to them.
I think it is, you know, it's how you got to catch them right now, you know. They got that mentality like, it can't happen to me. But you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to get caught.
I think it's even more than that. I think they kind of have established the fact that jail is going to be part of their life. Because you talk to these guys, they don't care. There's no tomorrow. You know, I don't care about that, you know. But why would I worry about that? I'm going to probably be dead by then anyhow. You know, that kind of attitude. Like, there's no tomorrow. And we really, as this group of guys, need to make sure we work with these young men, because if not, the whole thing's going to fall apart.
I mean, you're right, but, you know, like I said, you know, you and I know about the system. And you know how the system operates, run. I thank all them parents who is hard on their kids and trying to get them get their grades up.
Yes.
They don't understand why the mothers or fathers like that. One day they're gonna see that. When your life is taken away from you, you got other people tell you what to do, what time to get up, what time to eat. That's not a funny feeling, not a good feeling. And they don't realize that you be 18 or 21, and when they get you behind bars, they give you 30, 40 years. They don't understand how much time they gotta do. You get 40 years, you gotta do 38 years before you come home.
It's amazing.
And their life is just wasted.
That's the life. That's it.
And that's it. You know, and then when you get behind prison bars, you have a different outlook of life. I don't want this, but it's too late.
Well, you know, again, Sheriff Woody, being the kind of guy that he is, and you know the programs and things that he started, I was very fortunate to be able to be part of a lot of the stuff in the last 3 or 4 years out there. But one thing that he does do is instill in these guys that, listen, you made the mistake, learn from it, and don't do it again. That GED program that he has out there has, in the 3 years that I've been involved with, has over almost 3,000 graduates. Okay, you see the Roots group.
Right.
You see how Travis and those guys.
Right.
I worked with all those guys when they were inside, and they all made promises to me if I would help them. What they would do. Every last one of them has lived up to it. More so. Now, you know Travis, you see how hard he's working. All of them. Sparrow, Emmanuel is just off the chart. Okay, Ricky has the power spraying, but they're making a living, they're dealing with their families, but they're still there trying to help out their brothers and sisters. So Roots guys, you know I'm always big up in you, okay? In fact, Travis, I want to get you on while I have this run, so you can let the general public know what's going on for this year, some of the projects you're working on, because he's getting going here.
Yeah, he called me last night. Yeah. Me and Travis talked last night, you know.
He sent me your phone number.
Yeah, we talked. He called me last night. We talked, you know, and we'll get together, you know, we'll hook back up and get together, and some things we want to do, you know. And he's a very strong man in faith too. You know?
Oh yeah, and he made a promise to me, man, when we were in there. He and there's another fella, Eric Ruffin, came up and he said, Mr. Coleman, would you go to court with me? And I said, I don't know you. You know, I said, I go to court with different guys. I don't know if I help them or not, but sometimes if you have somebody there, you know, the judges look at that too. Right. I said, but I don't know you. And I said, when do you go to court? And he told me it's about 8 or 9 months down the road. I said, well, I'll tell you what, let's get to know each other during that time period. And if I feel like you're the kind of guy that I can go and put my reputation on the line for, then we'll work it out. Well, it came time for him to go to court. He said, I'm going to make you a promise. He said, I promise you that if you help me, I will make you so proud that you will come and thank me.
There you go.
Well, I had him on the show maybe a month or two ago, but over a year ago, I went over and I thanked him because he's got, like you said, auto repair. He's got 2 auto repair shops now, getting ready to open up another one. Okay, his family is together. His wife is very happy. He taking her on trips and whatnot. He's got a life, but he did everything that he said he was going to do, which tells me and you, like we know, it can be done. You don't have to get stuck in this circle of going back and forth again. First day I went into Richmond City Jail, I said, how many guys are here for the first time? Maybe 10 guys raised their hands. So I said, oh, the rest of you like it here. I mean, that's the only reason for you to be back in jail is if you like it. Why would you want to be in a situation like that? And these young kids have no concept of what that situation is. They just think it's cool.
Right.
Right? And then they go in there. How many of them you see in there crying like babies?
Right.
Okay.
That's the first thing to do.
It's a,
That's the first thing to do.
So there you go. Well, we're getting on the countdown here. I have to tell you, I've enjoyed this. I'm here. If I can help you out as you go down the road in any of your projects that you're trying to do, if you need somebody to come out and run their mouth, you see I can talk.
Yeah.
but I'm loving what you're all about.
Right, thank
and the sincerity is there, and as you said, you can feel the godness in you, okay? Right. And you're not running around preaching it, you're living it.
Right, there you
okay? Go. Makes a big difference. Makes a big difference, but as you travel along, if there's situations that come up, and you say, I wonder if Ed can help out, don't hesitate to call.
There'll be no problem.
Okay, it takes 2 hands to clap, brother.
There you go.
All right, and what you're doing. Is there anything that you'd like to say to the people that are looking, or maybe even they can give a message to some of their kids?
You know, all I like to say is, you know, especially the youth out there, you know, there's a lot of life out to offer. You know, prison not a place that, you know, you want to spend your life in, you know. Stay in school, you know, listen to your parents, you know. They on your heart because of the reason they on your heart. Bring your grades up because they want you to be the best you can be. They don't want you to be a statistic going to prison. And, you know, you don't want that convicted felon because they're going to take a lot away from you. A lot of things you can't do if you're convicted felon, you know, not vote. Job will be scared for you. So stay in school and do the right thing. Don't be no father, be a leader, you know, because life is too short. Joy what God gave you the blessing of years with your family and everyone. And that's another thing. I have family support.
Isn't that amazing?
That's one thing I had, a strong family support, you know, with family and behind you and positive people, you go a long way.
You go a long way.
You go a long way.
You heard the message, you've heard it, you've heard me say all of this. Sometimes it means a little bit more. I did not do 29 years in prison, okay? You're to be congratulated. Viewers, I really thank you for watching. As I said, I do have about 4 more weeks. Next Friday's guests are going to be kind of fun. I'm going to have Frank Lightfoot, is one of the guys that we're talking about who came out of the Belief program. He's going to come in and talk and tell some of the things that he's accomplished since he's been out. But then we're going to have some fun. There's a group of guys that use drumming, African drumming, in their mentorship program. I'm going to have them come in. I call him William the Drummer. William the Drummer is going to talk about his mentorship program, and then we're going to get wild in here. We're going to play some drums. So when you turn on your TV next Friday at 6 o'clock, make sure you have your dancing clothes on, because I'm going to have you dancing around in the living room and just having a great time, all right? Tell all your friends. Tune in to Conversations with Ed next Friday, 6 to 7. Set up a party, because the drummer is going to be outstanding. We're going to jam it here. We're going to make Leroy work. Leroy's the cameraman. Thank you so much, Leroy, for your professionalism. And you guys, I have to tell you, between you and Akil, and I forgot the brother's name from Hawaii, you have this station starting to look like a real station, and it's a real asset. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay. Well, we're about done. Okay. Yeah. It's good to see you, man. And again, I mean that. If anything that comes up, and we're gonna make sure that we keep this thing going on. All right. All right. And everybody out there, as we're closing out, watch for the commercials coming. Tropical Beat is coming back to Richmond full force. We're gonna be on the CW, and we're gonna kick it out. Tropical Beat. It's gonna be a tropical beat in the house with Mona, and she's gonna get it rocking. Watch, watch, watch. And we're gonna have some good things going on.